2020 has given us so many reverse Uno cards, it's crazy. For many gamers, Cyberpunk 2077 was supposed to be that one slither of hope, that one thing we look back on and thought, well, at least that didn't suck. I mean, a game that's been in development for 8 years, created by a studio so beloved by the community, a studio that gave us one of the best video games of this generation, that cut the BS and threw a middle finger in the faces of companies like EA with their anti-consumer practices, a studio that promised Cyberpunk would release only when it's ready and actively told gamers to not pre-order it if they weren't sure about the game's quality. What on earth could go wrong? Ah, shit. Hey, how's it going, guys? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. So this whole Cyberpunk fiasco has gone rather out of hand, Now, when it comes to things like this, I tend to wait to form a concrete opinion, as there's just a lot to the story that comes out every day. I mean, even now, we hear about things that came out yesterday that didn't happen to be true, and now they are true, and then they are blah blah blah. Today we're going to be talking about a lot of things, and let's start off with Sony pulling the game off PSN. This is pretty crazy. I mean, this has never happened before to a big budget AAA game. I mean, I think this has happened to a few indies, yeah, but to something on the likes of this, I mean, Fallout 76 was arguably way buggier than Cyberpunk was at launch. And yet that still remained, but Cyberpunk didn't. It's been pulled off, and CDPR did come out and make a statement that they spoke to Sony, and so it seems like they came together and were like, yeah, take it off. There's just so many issues, so many refunds, just take it off. Add it back at a later date when it's actually working or something. And I don't really know if this matters too much, considering that you can still buy the game physically. And I'm sure that there's still a way to buy it digitally through CD keys or something to get it on your PlayStation. I'm not quite sure, but it's not that big of a deal. If people still want to buy and play the game, they can still do that. The question is, will Microsoft do this next? And I'm sure that they're having talks right now, meetings, because Microsoft, they're gonna be a little pissed. I mean, they partnered up with CDPR for Cyberpunk. They put money into this game, this company, to have the rights to have it marketed to their platform, and then it comes out like this. This is not a good look for anyone involved, and I don't know if there's some legal action going to be taken. Probably not. I don't even know. The stuff that's going on right now, anything could happen, who knows? But it's just crazy. I'm just not sure what's going to happen, but it's kind of exciting. Maybe that's just me, but I can't wait to see what happens after all the end of this, to see what really went down. And it's like a car crash. You don't want to see it, but you do want to see it. The game at launch, and I think even right now, is basically unplayable on the older gen consoles and still not optimized well for Series X, PS5, or even the PC. I've been playing on the PC, and I'm not going to talk about my experience too much because it would be a little disingenuous to everyone else's experiences, because I have friends that have had their game crashed. I have friends who've had their game, when they're doing a side mission, completely stop and they can't do that side mission now. It's done, it's bugged, it's game over for them. I haven't experienced anything like that. All my bugs have been mainly visual, so like my car floating above the air, or like my gun being invisible for a second. I've been very lucky to not experience any of those massive bugs that have caused any problems, not even a single crash, and I have a ton of hours in the game as of right now. There are also issues with the game itself besides the bugs and glitches and performance issues. Simple features are missing in this game, like being able to shoot the tires off a car and have it spin out of control, and even worse, there are previous features shown in actual gameplay demos or promised via developers that didn't make the cut. And this is kind of weird because I made a video called 27 Reasons to be Excited for Cyberpunk 2077, and everything in that video is things that I saw and I heard from the developers that were supposed to be in the game that they promised would be, and there are simple things that I said that weren't in there, and that just, it really makes me want to see what the development for this game was like, and I can't wait. Again, it's really mean to say that, but I can't wait to see how this train ride just derailed and crashed all over the place and spiraled out of control, because it's just going to be interesting. And at the end of the day, if we have to deal with all this crap, then we should have a nice story to balance out. No, just me? Okay. So just to defend this game a little bit, I've seen people compare this to other open world games like Zelda Breath of the Wild, or how can this game have all these issues when Ghost of Tsushima didn't have these issues? And I'm not trying to be mean, but do I need to spoon feed this shit to some of you? Do I really need to do that? Do I need to put the spoon in the jar and then, open wide? Come on, oh, here comes a choo-choo train, chugga, 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 chugga. Like, do I really need to do that? There's a clear difference between an open world game like Cyberpunk 2077 and an open world game like Zelda Breath of the Wild or Ghost of Tsushima. In one side, you have this massive open area, and the other side, you have a massive city with tons of NPCs, tons of cars, vehicles, explosions, so many different things comparing to the other. And Cyberpunk is obviously more complex than Zelda Breath of the Wild. I mean, in Zelda Breath of the Wild, you have animals that once they see you, they run away and they literally just disappear off your screen. They just vanish. No one says anything about that. But anyway, underneath everything, it's a great game, and it just sucks. It really does suck, because I see people saying, well, why are you giving CDPR a pass, or why are you going soft on them? Fallout 76 or Anthem didn't get a pass, and I'm not giving this game a pass, not by any stretch of the imagination, because I gave my money in. Okay, I gave my money in. I'm not gonna just sit back and be like, you kind of tricked me a little bit, the game's not running great, it's fine. No, I put my money into this, right? And even if $60 or whatever isn't a lot to you, it is to me. But I am being quite soft on them. And there is a reason why. I'm being quite soft on this game for the same reason that I was soft when Skyrim released and it had a ton of bugs, or Oblivion or New Vegas. Why Fallout 4 even got a pass to some extent. And that is because the game is still great. It's an amazing game. Really and truly, it is. I'm having a blast. I haven't experienced one moment of this game where I'm like, this is boring, this sucks. I talk about it in a video I'm coming up with later down the line, but I had a moment in this game where for 5 minutes, I was just talking to an NPC for 5 minutes. No action, nothing, just talking, and I was really intrigued in the conversation, and that's what this game does. There are downsides, but the positives, in my opinion, far outweigh the downs. And the second reason why I'm going soft on the game is because, again, I haven't encountered many bugs. I know many of you have, and I'm not taking anything away from that, but I can only critique the game from my own experience and then throw out a you've been warned sign or careful. It just wouldn't be fair, and it would be really disingenuous to use my experience and then say, I had a great time, my friend didn't, so 4 out of 10. I just don't think it would be fair. But this whole thing just goes to show that you can't trust a company, no matter how great they are, no matter how great their games are. You can't. You can have some faith in them, sure, but not trust them, because at the end of the day, companies need to make money, and I'm sure they want this game to be great. No developer wants their game to suck, but the main thing is they need to make money. They need to put food on their table, and they need to make a profit so that they can carry on making games. It seems evidently clear that CDPR put themselves in a very tight corner where they delayed the game so many times, told everyone it went gold, then delayed it again. The marketing had to be changed from November 16th to November 10th. They had the whole crunch fiascos. Employees came out saying negative stuff about the company. The backlash they would have gotten from another delay would have been huge. Now, it's easy to say in hindsight that the backlash they're getting now is bigger, and delaying it would never have been this bad. But that's just because it's happened. Everyone can be a little bit smarty pants. Oh, I'm so clever, look at my glasses. Everyone can be that guy when it's happening. You can just, oh, they should have done this. Yeah. We know they should have done that. But it's harder to say that in the moment. CDPR weighed out their options. They picked the wrong one, and it sucks for all parties involved. It sucks for the gamers, because when you pay for a product, it shouldn't come out as a buggy, messy, insulting piece of crap. It sucks for us because I presume everybody wanted this game to be everything they promised it would be. And it sucks for CDPR because when this game does eventually get patched and the bugs are all ironed out, the bad reviews are still going to stay the same. And I get that. That makes sense, right? Because you review it from your experience. But if somebody's looking at this game 6 months or a year down the line, they think, hey, I heard about that Cyberpunk game and it had a lot of hype. Let me check it out. And they see reviews says 4 out of 10, unplayable. And they're like, oh, I'm not going to play it, when actually it is. That sucks for that person too. It also sucks because there are a lot of devs who worked hard on this game for years, having to witness this disaster take place, and in some instances get attacked by people online when they didn't have a say in any of this. They just said yes, put their heads down and did their job. Now, I'm in the middle of making a video on Cyberpunk. Given my experience so far, I've put in a ton of hours, but I haven't been able to bang out the game and finish it yet due to just being busy in general. So you'll get my full thoughts on it later, not that you should really care what I think. But let me just put it like this. The bugs suck and the missing features suck. But underneath everything, this is a fantastic game with a great looking world, fun gameplay, intriguing story, fantastic side missions that if I could just stop doing for 5 minutes, I could literally finish the campaign. And even if there weren't any bugs or performance issues, the game still wouldn't live up to the hype. No game would. But nonetheless, this is still a great game. Anyway, that'll do it for this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.